Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Chaguanas in Trinidad and Tobago. Specifically Trinidad. We are on the island of Trinidad. Tobago's up here. If you don't know, Trinidad, Tobago is just off the coast of Venezuela. So this is like as far south in North America as you can get. We are a stone's throw from South America. And that means, of course, we are in the Caribbean Sea. Fortunately, there's no Google Earth segment tonight. If you saw yesterday's video, I already explained, but just real quick. The Chaguanas borough is like this big. I didn't bother drawing it because it's so small. It's this area here. You can see the town of Chaguanas. There's really nothing to show you there, which is unfortunate. I wish there was some cool things because I did read about some neat places here in the town, but they don't have pictures, or if there is, the pictures are no good. Like they're just random stuff that aren't of what I'm trying to show you. So unfortunately, we're not going here tonight on Google Earth. But as always, I highly encourage you to explore this area for yourself. There are lots of shopping malls here. We'll talk about that and its history. So you can look at those. You can go picture shopping like I like to do and pick a mall and say, in one of these pictures, I'm going to pick out an item and see what you get. I usually go for jewelry or food. What will you pick out? Let me know. But in terms of geography, you can see up here is the Caroni Swamp, which is in the northernmost part of the borough. Most of the borough consists of the Caroni Plain. Very lowland, very flat area here. And it does have a little coastline here. The Gulf of Paria here in the Caribbean. Chaguanas evidently was the name of the indigenous people that were living here when the Spanish arrived. They named the area after them, and then apparently dipped out of the area. They came, they saw, they conquered, and then they just like abandoned this part of the island. Other places you can see Port of Spain, the capital here. There are much more important areas to deal with on Trinidad, evidently, because not much was here until the British takeover occurred. The British conquered the island in 1797, and they came here to Chaguanas and saw pound signs and set up this area as a sugarcane plantation. And the sugarcane industry is still going on today, not nearly as big as it once was. But during this time, like I said, it was 1797. It wasn't until the times when this industry here really got booming that slavery ended, the slave trade ended, and then just slavery ended in the British Empire. So they couldn't really get it hopping with free labor. So how were they going to get cheap labor to work here? Well, the British, way over there on the other end of the world, controlled India. And they went to the Indians there, particularly in this case from East India. And they said, hey, we've got a job opportunity for you. You can sign this contract of indentured servitude, and you can work here for 5 years. And we'll give you food and lodging, and you'll just work. And that's all you'll get. But after 5 years, you have the option to stay and build a home and start a life for yourself here. Of course, many individuals who were deep in poverty saw that as quite an opportunity. I believe a lot of them were lied to about the conditions they would be living in and how hard they would be working, because it was just like formal slavery, right? It was slavery on paper, temporary slavery for the time being. But a lot of those people did wind up staying. Some went back to India, but a lot stayed behind. And there is a very large ethnic Indian population in Chaguanas to this day. apparently like Diwali is the biggest day of the year here in town. And there are many families who are essentially dynasties in the town. One of them became a very famous author named V.S. Naipaul. Was he Nobel Prize winning or something winning? One of those. But he wrote a lot of novels about Trinidad and life in general. This area didn't become a borough until 1990. It was part of Caroni. You can see Caroni's up there. When it became its own thing, in charge of its own industry, it really branched out into shopping. Chaguanas was located on the road here. This road was built during World War II, between Port of Spain and the city of San Fernando, or that's how we say it in California. I'm sure it's San Fernando. So in that halfway point, they thought this is a stopover town for some good shopping. So a lot of shopping malls were built, a lot of restaurants, a lot of like service industry kinds of things, little hotels and such. And you can see all of those on Google Earth if you like, but the pictures aren't that great. Maybe you can visit and take some better pictures, and maybe you'll revisit it. A lot of sources said that Chaguanas is the fastest growing city in Trinidad. It seems to be kind of a suburban place, like middle class, upper middle class kind of area. People moving here, congregating there. And that is essentially the history of Chaguanas. That's pretty much all I got for you. That's all I could find. That was literally everything I could find. So, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I think very fondly about Arima up here. I don't know what it was, but I had so much fun researching this town. I think I said that in the video too. Because the town is just its own borough. And it was such a delight. And I was so looking forward, like what fun little stories will I find in Chaguanas? And I got like a lot of nothing. I got, I told you what I found. But I was expecting a lot more. I'm sure many other parts of Trinidad have better detailed histories. Of course it does. It's a fascinating island with like some of the kindest people in the world, from what I can tell. But that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. We will have Google Earth tomorrow, and oh boy, will we have Google Earth, because we are going to one of my favorite countries to look at on Google Earth. And if you've been watching my videos regularly, you know we're heading back to Asia. Can you guess what country it is? There's like a good 5 countries that I feel like are just underrated beauty, that every picture in the slideshows are just works of art. Of course, Colombia, Chile, and this country. Those are the top 3 that come to mind. Can you guess what it is? It's very much in the news right now. But I'll leave you there. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. Can you tell me your favorite shopping mall? Tell me like your childhood mall. Mine was the Sun Valley Mall in Concord, California. We would go there at least once a week. We were pretty poor, so we would go there just to walk around and look at things and like play with toys in the toy store and look at books in the bookstore and then leave. That was what we did. We spent at least once a week just walking around the mall, eating at Johnny Rockets. Yeah. Tell me a childhood shopping experience that stands out to you. A nice happy memory. I'd appreciate that. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good night. Good night.